I don't think people understand just how much hype there was around Saudi Arabia ditching the US dollar. Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The world was jolted by headlines. Saudi Arabia ditches the US dollar. It sounded like an economic earthquake, an overnight collapse of the petrodollar system. But as the facts emerged, the drama faded. There was no sudden break, no royal decree, no financial collapse. The US dollar remains the backbone of global commerce, and the petrodollar agreement is still intact. The real story? Saudi Arabia is quietly exploring its options, not staging a revolution. Think of it as a cautious partner hedging bets, not a dramatic divorce. The kingdom is reassessing its long-term strategy in a world where America is no longer the only major player. It's looking east, toward China, its biggest customer, and considering how to secure its future. The headlines promised upheaval, but the reality is a slow, methodical evolution. The global financial system is massive and deeply entrenched. It can't be upended overnight. The real shift is happening quietly, as Saudi Arabia lays the groundwork for a more flexible future. The world craves stories of sudden change, but the truth is far more gradual and far more interesting. The real story is about evolution, not revolution. This is gonna blow your mind. Why are there not more people talking about what Saudi Arabia is really doing with the dollar? Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. So, what's actually happening in Riyadh? Saudi Arabia is taking small but significant steps to diversify its economic relationships. It's considering selling some oil to China in Yuan, a practical move, not a wholesale abandonment of the dollar. The kingdom is also joining Project M-Bridge, a digital currency platform with China and others, to explore new payment channels. Yet, most Saudi oil is still priced in dollars, and the rial remains pegged to the dollar, anchoring the kingdom's stability. These moves are about leverage and future-proofing, not reckless change. Saudi Arabia is signaling to Washington that it has options, while reassuring markets it won't act rashly. The kingdom is drawing up blueprints for a new financial wing, not tearing down the old house. The headlines scream revolution, but the reality is careful, calculated evolution. Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. I bet you didn't know just how tough it is for Saudi Arabia to ditch the US dollar. The US dollar is the world's financial backbone, deep, liquid, and trusted. No other currency, not even the Yuan, matches its global reach. Saudi Arabia holds vast reserves in US assets. Dumping them would be risky and destabilizing. The rial's peg to the dollar has anchored Saudi stability for decades. Breaking that peg would unleash volatility, scare off investors, and complicate trade. The dollar's ecosystem, SWIFT, correspondent banks, legal frameworks, can't be replaced overnight. Projects like M-Bridge are just starting. A full transition would take decades. Replacing the dollar isn't just about currency, it's about rebuilding the entire system. The chains binding the world to the dollar are strong, and breaking them is a monumental task. For now, the dollar's dominance is simply too entrenched to dislodge quickly. Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. I don't think people understand just how massive the consequences could be if the petrodollar system cracks. Imagine Saudi Arabia truly shifts away from the dollar. The impact would be global. Demand for the dollar would drop, weakening its value and raising US borrowing costs. The petrodollar recycling loop, oil dollars flowing back into US assets, would weaken. China would gain prestige and power if oil could be bought in Yuan, accelerating a multipolar world, but the transition would be rocky. Currency and commodity markets would swing wildly. Financial instability could follow as the world recalibrates. The US would likely push back, using its diplomatic and economic muscle. This wouldn't just be economic, it would be a high-stakes geopolitical confrontation. The risks of volatility and conflict would be enormous. A move away from the dollar would reshape the global order, but not without chaos. This is gonna blow your mind. Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The prospect of US tariffs, especially under a second Trump administration, adds fuel to the fire. Tariffs don't cause de-dollarization, but they accelerate it by making the US seem less reliable. Protectionism erodes trust in the dollar and pushes countries to seek alternatives. Moves like Yuan oil sales or Project M-Bridge become economic self-defense. Still, the real driver is China's rise and Saudi Arabia's need to balance its partnerships. The shift is structural, not just political or reactive. Tariffs may speed up contingency planning, but the underlying trend is much deeper. The move toward a multi-currency world is a slow burn, not a sudden blaze. I'm sure you've heard the news. Saudi Arabia ditching the dollar. But is it really happening? Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The story of Saudi Arabia ditching the dollar is more myth than reality. The kingdom is diversifying, not abandoning its financial ties. The dollar's gravity is immense, and a rapid break would be too risky for Saudi Arabia. Watch for real signs, long-term oil contracts in other currencies, a shift in Saudi reserves, or a change in the rial's peg. Until then, treat sensational headlines with skepticism. The transition away from the dollar is a process, not an event. The real story is slow, steady evolution, requiring patience, not panic, to understand.